Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and let me say welcome to the Monday edition of the Lall Show. It is the 21st day of June in the year 2021, and I'm Joshua Van Sleckman, your moderator. And of course, this evening I have with me the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Lall, who will make his presentation, and after which we will take your questions and, of course, read your messages. Mr. Lall, good evening to you. The floor is now yours.
You're Joshua Van Sleckman, and I'm Lall, saying good evening to all of you. Josh? Father's Day. Even Father's Day, no one is safe. No one is safe from bandits. Well, Guyana is a little Dubai. You hear that? Guyana is a little Dubai.
It is.
Yeah, with all this wealth we have. We are a little Dubai. So, namaste to all of you guys.
Namaste.
You know, I watched a 2-minute video. And I laughed for over 2 hours yesterday. I laughed and had a beautiful Father's Day. It's a joke I received from a friend. Very hilarious. I enjoyed it. I even looked back at it today. So it lightens my spirit. So Josh, tonight I'll be smiling a lot because I'm not abusing anybody. I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm not fighting with our leaders. I'm not fighting with the oil people. No, I am not. Before I get to tonight's topic, let me say to all of you, the calculations I did on the 5 shiploads of crude oil we got in 2020 was correct. But just that I used the wrong numbers. I used the 5 truckloads mangoes that Guyana get for their share in 2020. I said in that mathematics, Guyana got 100 million for the year 2020. That amount is incorrect. The 357 million that we have in the bank is figures the government released without any detailed information as to how Exxon calculated to reach that amount. And I just used the number of shiploads the government says we got in 2020. Oil has been pumping since 2019, and that is the money we get so far sitting in the overseas bank account, $357 million. And the government said we got another 21 million, 21.4 to be exact, in royalty from January gone to the end of March this year. So it puts that figure to 379 million US dollars. That is the official figure the government disclosed to date. 379 million. I am still laughing because that money can't even fix the road from the sandpit to Georgetown, what the oil people them blocking up with their trucks. So don't look for any money there to put in your children's lunch kit. You have nothing to get there. Don't put your eyes there. We will still have to run to the foreign banks to borrow money to run this country. And don't forget, you remember we had to borrow 500 million for our 2021 budget? Yes. It is to pay the police, the nurses, the soldiers, the pensioners, the teachers, the entire public servants. Fix the roads, clean the drains, buy drugs for the hospitals, fix the bridges, fix the flooding, fix the sea defenses, the overflowing of the sewage system, fix our water system, fix this rundown GPL overnight, and do all the other things necessary to run this country. Yeah, the 379 million. That's all we get in more than 1 year. Guys, with the oil pumping in Liza 1, you ain't got much more than that to get every year. So I don't know how Guyana will turn into a Dubai. Maybe you guys got to ask your leaders. When Liza 2 come and start kicking, the same amount of money you're going to get. With the third one, Payara, we will get a little more than Liza 1, Liza 2, which when added can never give Guyana a budget. We will still be running to the banks for loans to run this country. What a Guyana this is. Like I said, Josh, I'm going to smile tonight. No quarrel, no fight. Now, let me get to tonight's topic. Like I said, nothing is dear for any one of us but debts and more debts in the oil sector. Ashni Singh said in Parliament a few days ago how the coalition borrowing money to pay the Gaisuku bond. I had to laugh. That is taking a loan to pay for a loan. Wow. You guys can read that story in tomorrow's newspaper. We are carrying it in full details. Once again, let me say namaste. And let me remind all of you, yesterday was Father's Day. I sent out greetings to everyone in my phone. And this is what I said to them all. Every moment in this life is special. Every day is a new and beautiful gift from our Creator. Thank Him and praise Him. I asked Him this morning, Father's Day morning, please exchange Father's Day with Mother's Day, because the cities are rampacked, stores are filled, gifts galore, sunshine, and love all day. While Father's Day, a dead city, no love, no gifts, and rain all day. So, please, Creator, exchange the date so fathers can enjoy the exchange. Guys, those are the words I sent to everyone in my contacts. And most of them responded with a huge laugh. LOL. Some of them agreed with me. A matter of fact, our opposition leader, Mr. Joseph Harmon, says he seconded the motion. What happened, man? You guys just have a sense of humor? Huh? Let me say thanks for all the Father's Day wishes I received. Some are very touching and moving. I really do appreciate all. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you. And I do hope all the fathers had a great day yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Father's Day. And as I lay in my quiet moment, I reflect on what has happened in this country with all the resources we have in this land. I just couldn't imagine what these leaders have done to us. The situation they put us in, the trouble the citizens of this country are in with these deals they sign over with these foreign players. It breaks my heart. I tried to enjoy Father's Day, but I just couldn't. My heart wasn't in it. My soul was in pain, and I felt sad and angry. How can our leaders be so greedy and selfish and forget that the wealth in this country belongs to us, me and you, the people of this country, and not them alone? An attorney at law called me and suggested that I do not address these leaders, these people we have as leaders, anymore as leaders. The lawyer said I don't have the qualities of leadership. And I tend to agree with that lawyer. They do not deserve to be addressed as leaders. We should address them as pretenders for leaders, fakers for leaders, fraudsters for leaders, trickster for leaders. I ain't calling no name. No name, no title. I was told that a company, as soon as the PPP lose election, went off the map. That was in 11? Yeah, they went off the map. The company became inactive since 2011 to 2016. Now they jump back up on the radar and become active again. Don't start getting millions in contracts. It's so sad. It's so sad that nothing has changed. Same old, same old. Almost every contractor that was getting the sweet, reaping the honey under the PPP government is back again. One government after another, eh? Wow. The lawyer said we should call them the 20% kickback or give back people we have. When the coalition go in, they knock out some of the PPP boys and girls and bring in their own coalition boys and girls. The same thing the PPP did during their time. The coalition did the same or even worse. You guys remember the 12.5 million rent the coalition was paying for a house in Albaistown? Yeah. The owner buy the place for $25 million. Collected 1 month rent, 1 month security rent, and another month in advance. That is $37.5 million. And the man buy the place for $25 million. Guys, and they continue renting that place, paying the same $12.5 million a month, fattening somebody bank book. It's the drugs bond in Sussex Street, 2 doors away from where I am. That is what I'm talking about. Prior to that, the PPP was renting Dr. Bobby Ramu drugs bond and paying him fat rent. As soon as the coalition go in, they kick him out and pelting them own people. The same thing the PPP used to do with Ramu and the drugs bond with the supply is the same thing the coalition began doing. Was a wholesale madness going on with we money, the tax dollars. Yeah. You see what's going on, guys?
Yep.
Huh?
Terrible.
Another caller said to me, on Father's Day, the man said he called Gisby and spoke to a manager about a contract they advertised in the newspaper. He said the manager, who has a British accent, told him, oh, that contract has been given out already to an American company. The American company already took it. So the guy said he was shocked. He thought these contracts were meant for locals. And the guy responded, oh, come on. That's just a formality in the newspapers. The man said he had to smile, shake his head, and put down the phone. So he called me, complaining to me, Glenn, like nothing here for we, brother. Gisby is a center set up to handle the local contracts. It is being run and managed by foreign people. But it's gone. Don't negotiate away under the table. I guess maybe it's the same way with our oil and our gold and our timber, our bauxite and so on. Two men came to my office Saturday to join my protests. I sat and had a chat with them. I asked them whose house they live in, and they said their parents. I asked them if strangers can come and take it over and put them out on the road. They were like, no, no, never. I said to them, you see the passion and the drive you have in you? Sure. When you said never, no, I told them they can be put out because their mother and their father own that property. I told them they didn't own anything there. And I said to them, you own the oil, the gold and the diamond in this country. That is your transported wealth. That can give you more than your parents' house. That can give you a mansion and a good life. That is what the people taking away from you guys. Taking away things that you own. And when I began to explain to them, I could feel the passion in them. I simply told them, the wealth out there is not mommy and daddy own. It's not Jack Day or Granger own. It belongs to all of us. You have to get your rightful share. God give you that. And nobody can put you out from it. So Guyana, the same thing I'm saying to all of you. Why are you guys sitting down so quiet? Why all of Guyana is sitting down quiet and allowing strangers to rob you so blindly of your God-given transport? Why, Guyana? Why? Like I said, I'm smiling. The wealth in this land is not ExxonMobil. It's not Umai. It's not Busai. It's not Sinok. It's not Hess. It's not Baishanlin. It's our wealth, Guyanese. The thing belongs to us. And you guys got to say something, man. Please, listen to me carefully. It's ours. Why are we allowing our leaders to just throw it away, doing deals without we having a say? It's our wealth. 43 million Nigerians cooking with firewood presently can't afford gas for their stove. I looked at it yesterday, Father's Day. How many millions cooking with fireside outside the house? You got to see the smoke as they cook. One resident in the neighborhood just started up a gas plant to supply the entire city with cooking gas. He started the business because his mother was an asthmatic case and the smoke killed her. And that bothered him since he was going to school. So now he's trying to supply the entire community with cheap gas so that the residents can start cooking with gas stoves. Nigeria was one of the largest oil-producing countries in Africa with far better royalties and profit sharing than what Guyana got. Today their oil is simmering down and half of the country don't have clean drinking water or toilets to mess. Guyanese, the wealth of this country does not belong to Jagdev and Harman them or Ali. It belongs to every one of us. Please, let us don't allow them to do what they're doing to us. It's our wealth. They can't give it away like that. I want to hear your voices loud and clear, with placards on the streets, everywhere you are, everywhere you go. Please sing the song, change has to come. Change must come. We cannot go back to the days when Guyanese used to hold calabash and beg. We cannot go back to the fireside cooking with wood. No, guys. We have to get our fair share of all our resources in this land. We don't want to. We must not have to run to Trinidad, Venezuela, and Suriname begging for work like we used to do. No, man, no. Let us protect and safeguard ourselves today and our future for tomorrow.
Yep.
Guys, look at Venezuela, what's going on. It's dictatorship and bad management of the oil resources. Think about that. That is where we are heading with this oil contract. It's not only bad management. It's a lot more. You just have to read through the line. If you Google what's happening around the world with oil companies, it's clear what the leaders did to their country. Are you going to sit down and allow this to continue? Guys, we are an oil producing country and begging for loan, man? Loan for eat? No way, brother. No way, sister. This thing can't happen under my dead body. This generation and future generations have to inherit what is rightfully ours. It's our gift from the man above, and we have to enjoy it. Okay, Mr. Harman. Okay, Mr. Jagdev. Okay, Mr. Ali, Mr. Granger, Trotman, Robert Prasad. Your actions and your leadership style have to change. The people of this country has to get a good life. We must. Mr. Rutledge from Exxon, Jinel Prasad, the mouthpiece of Exxon, and all the rest of the foreign nationals in this country raking away our resources. We have to get our fair share. You guys have to stop looting our wealth. The people of this country's wealth. We don't need charity. We don't need aid. We don't need help. We want our fair share. Today, the Kaieteur News carries some stories that happened Father's Day, yesterday. And it sick my soul as I lay in my hammock and read those stories. I want to share a few for you. Bandits stick up man pushing his punctured motorcycle on the road. Two bandits pull up, take away the man's bike and ride away with it. Ride away with a punctured bike. It so happened it turned out that the man didn't even own the bike. It's his friend motorcycle he borrowed. A 15-year-old going to the shop to buy stuff on Father's Day, and they robbed the child. Another story, two men stand up in front of the bridge. Bandits roll up, demand the gold chain from one of them neck. They put up a fight, and the bandit fire off 2 shots, hitting the man and a passerby. Another story happened on Father's Day at the Monrepo market. 2 men put a gun to the chicken vendor head in his stall and tried to rob him. The man's mother ran over the road and started to shout. They fired 2 shots and ran away. And more stories came in today that you can read in tomorrow Kaieteur News. A Linden driver who stopped on the highway to cool off his bus engine. Some men roll up, rob him of all the cash he had, then hijack the minibus. Yes, that happened last night. The man, as he went and carried something, a Father's Day gift, and he was coming back. We are carrying another story tomorrow, that 2 people in custody after stealing and butchering couple cow. The hoofs and the cow head alone, the thieves left behind. These are the things that are going on in this country on Father's Day. Also in the news is Bosai, the bauxite company that never made a profit in this country for 12 years now and still fetching out our bauxite. Said they were not responsible for the Linden flooding, when the entire Linden are saying that they are the ones that caused the flooding. You guys want to hear more? 2 bandits stick up a lady in Pleasance Market selling greens and take away $35,000. The poor woman must have wanted to buy a gift for she daddy, but she went home broke as a fish, or like a fish. We carrying them stories. Read it tomorrow. This is the Guyana we live in. This is the Guyana in which we pump in oil. This is what goes on every single day in this country. Just for people to put little food on the table. And we are an oil producing country. Guys, when you have to discuss these type of stories in an editorial newsroom on Father's Day, I look at some of the reporters and I can feel their pain. Imagine what those families going through who lost their gold chain, their cows, their chicken, their greens, their motorcycles. Also the bandits too. Maybe it's the only way for them to take food home for their kids. I know some of you may not want to agree with me, but it's factual. You guys have work to give them? That's the point. So what do you expect them to do? You get in the oil money, the gold money, the bauxite, Any share we getting for the citizens? Man, maybe if you're getting that, our brothers and sisters don't have to thief. Even on Father's Day, no one is safe from bandits. While Guyana is a little Dubai. Our wealth, this massive wealth, the entire world, the biggest companies in the world wants to coming here for a piece of our pie. Yes, I said many times the honey is here. Yet, our own people who owns the wealth can't put biscuit in the children's lunch kit to go to school. Can't raise salaries. Our government have to borrow money to fix and clean the little drains. What a beautiful Guyana this is. I am not upset with you, life. Just pray for the leaders. And pray for the multinationals too. I told you guys on an earlier program, I met a 71-year-old trainee who was stuck in Guyana trying to get home to Trinidad. He sat with me for 7 weeks. He got COVID and died. This man spent 36 years in the oil and gas business. He knows it from top to bottom. I asked him for advice and guidance as to what role I can play to make some money in the oil and gas sector that do not take away much of my time from the newspaper and the radio station. He said, Glenn, a supply center would be the best thing to get involved with, because there will be lots of supply centers needed in Guyana to supply the oil operations out there. He said, Glenn, you don't have to be there. You can manage it from your office. I must let you know, guys, I told him I work 363 days every year. The only time I stay home is on Good Friday and Christmas Day. That's the only 2 days we don't print newspapers. That's how I lived my life for the last 20-something years. I work every single day. I do not see my bed until after midnight. Every single night. He helped me draft a plan with a proposal to be submitted to go invest. I called my friend Peter Ramsroop, who heads Go Invest, for an application form to submit my proposal for the project. Unfortunately, my trainee friend died and did not help me finish the project document. God bless his soul. I got it filled out from another friend. From January to now, I have that plan and proposal sitting on my desk. I never submitted it. I was about to submit it in March of this year. And the Creator whisper in my ears and said, Glenn Lall, do not send that application in. It's a trap you're putting yourself in. The government and the oil people will sweeten you so much that not only your mouth will be closed, but your behind will close too. They will never support you if you have a business in the oil sector. and then you can't say nothing against them. And the Creator is so right. He is so right to guide me not to say anything. Thanks, Papa. So I can open my mouth and speak. I think doing this is better than an application with them. I mentioned to you guys on an earlier program how a senior minister in the coalition government told two of my reporters how me have them writing against the oil companies while me making money on the side with the oil people. He used race to bring over his point. He was so upset when the reporters asked him a simple question about this oil deal. The man was so upset that he told the reporters, wait, you all going to see when we done with our boss, which is me, Glenn Lall. We going to front page him in the Sunday Chronicle newspaper. The poor reporters became so afraid that they came to my house Sunday morning to tell me what happened. I was like so shocked that I told them, let's wait and see Sunday front page Chronicle. Guys, the Sunday passed. So I asked them the Monday to make contact with the minister. He told them wait till next Sunday. 2 Sundays passed and nothing. So again I asked them, what's going on? Them say, boss, the minister stopped taking their telephone calls. Hear that? It's a scare tactics. That hopeless, greedy and corrupt minister trying to put fear and silence the reporters to stop writing facts on these oil companies. It is so sad, so sad that we have people like him still making decisions on our behalf on to this day in this country. Guyana, brothers and sisters, when the reporters came back from the assignment and told me and Adam Harris, the editor-in-chief at the time, what took place at the Marriott function, I nearly dropped dead. The reporter told us that the minister was so livid about our exposure of the oil industry that he said, you guys writing every day about Exxon and Exxon and Exxon. Look. And he pulled out his phone from his pocket and said, look what Exxon has written him. Showing the reporter the email sent by ExxonMobil to him. Guys, I shook my head and said to both Adam Harris and the reporters right there and then, I said, my God, Guyana has been sold out. I even told them that you guys don't understand what that means. What that means when that man pulled out his email or had the gall to pull out his phone to show the reporter his email. I told them they don't understand. That was beyond I pass. You know? He had the nerve to pull out his email, his phone, and go to his email and show them what Exxon boss said. Look. The minister should have been proud of the reporters who at the time were writing every day to warn Guyana, to warn him how oil companies ripped off several countries around the world with their crooked ways. At the time we were exposing and trying to show Guyana the different ways oil companies use to con and steal oil countries' wealth. But instead, the minister has his own selfish agenda. Whose interest is man working for, Josh? Can you answer me? Ours? No. He was working and still working for Exxon and the oil players. Who he protecting? Me? You?
Protecting yourself.
Yes. Working in the best interests of the oil companies, the oil players, not me and you. It is so sad. Beyond sad. Fellow Guyanese, why do we trust these people? Plenty of them in the leadership of these countries are big time crooks and vagabonds. Why? Why do we trust them? I did expose him many times in the newspapers. He spoke to Adam Harris many times. And Adam Harris told him to call me. He tell him Glenn Lall has write it. I am still waiting for his telephone call. You know, he cut good card. I was waiting for him to call. I even asked Adam to tell him to call me. Guys, I still live with that incident deep in my soul, because at least I know for sure he is one of the ministers who sold all of us out. Yes, with that ExxonMobil contract. I always remember Raphael Trotman said many times he was instructed and directed to sign that deal. Yes. I believe that Mr. David Granger didn't even know that contract was signed. But the gentleman took the blame and said, I instructed Trotman to sign it. Guys, we have a lot of evil people living among us. By the way, he still have a big position in this country. Let me tell him, you can still front page me in the Guyana Chronicle. There are many, many Sundays that's carry nothing that I don't even want to see some days. So you can front page me, I'll look at it, because I'll be seeing my picture on the front page. And by the way, my plan is still sitting on my desk. I am not afraid to submit it for the supply center. It is my God-given right as a Guyanese to make some money from the oil sector through the local content. It is a right to all Guyanese to have a bite out of their own resources. No one should ask, much less beg for that. But I am only waiting. I am waiting for my Creator, our Creator, to whisper in my ears when or if I should submit that plan. Hear that, Minister? Guys, the Minister should have told the reporters that the Guyanese people should get prepared. Prepare themselves to make some money out of the oil industry rather than stay quiet, getting upset, and have the foreigners coming in here, setting up shops to make money in the oil industry, what we should have been making. Like the Ogle helicopters flying in every 15 minutes, in and out, in and out, in and out. You know how much millions of US dollars going out there every month? That should have been in our pockets, our local pockets. But the minister ain't saying anything, ain't telling Guyana nothing to set up something like that, that more of that will be needed. No, they're staying quiet. More Halliburton helicopters will be coming in, and they will be putting more helipads all over the place. No. Like the hotels they plan to build. The minister didn't tell locals, guys, get hotels up and running. Y'all will be making the money. No. The foreigners coming in there, setting up the hotels to make the money. Make the money from our oil, our wealth. He should have been telling us to get ready with the transportation services and so on. But no, he's not saying that. He's upset. None of them saying anything. Not one in the PNC, the PPP or the AFC saying any single thing. Guyana, we are an oil nation. And Guyanese should partake, Guyanese should participate in the different sectors. Plan yourselves. Not a single word you're hearing from them. Only the foreigners coming in one by one, setting up two by two, and Guyanese will become the slaves, the slave workers with them. Yeah. We pumping oil and we leaders, all of them, not telling this nation. Nothing. The industry needs this or the industry needs that. Not a single word. What is going on in this land, Guyana? People, you guys got to wake up. You know, there's a saying, if you lie down with dogs, you get flea. I am not upset with you, life. I am not. I am just watching and trying to do my bit with all of you. Let me share another quick story with y'all about another coalition minister. She's my favorite. Although I've never spoken to her, she has never even given me the opportunity to shake her hands or say hi or hello. I am sharing this story for you guys to understand the type of leaders we have and had in this land. I have a small book machine in Guyana that can make composition books, exercise books, single line, double line, art books, ledger books, and many other types of books. Just name it. Trinidad got a machine like that too. It's the only one in the country. Guyana National Printers Limited got a 19th century outdated machine. When I can't reach the targets for supply the schools and the market in general, them just go buy from Trinidad. I bought that machine so that it can create more employment and supply the Guyana market with books so that the business community don't have to go through all the headache to import from China, India and elsewhere. The national printers is run to Trinidad most of the time, so they can come and use me. Then no, I have the same machine that can do the same work, cheaper than Trinidad, but it shut me out. I called the then minister, Nicolette Henry's office, over 15 times to meet with her, to let her know that they don't have to go to Trinidad and the jobs can be done right here. Would you believe I have never received a return call from her office, neither from her? She left office and I never get a telephone call from her. She had a few reporters working in in our ministry. All of them worked for me for several years at different times. Mondale Smith was one of them. God bless his soul. He died about 3 weeks ago from COVID. He was such a good soldier and a great soul. I called them and asked them to make an appointment for me to meet the minister. Because I thought the secretary, for whatever reason, was not giving me or giving the minister the messages. Or maybe she was playing games. Mondale Smith said to me, "Boss, don't waste your time. The lady don't want to meet you." I had to smile. Do you know, guys, they continued to import books for the Ministry of Education, paying double the price than what I offered? Yes, this is Guyana. Beautiful Guyana. The Kaieteur News reported the importation of the books from Trinidad many, many times. Google it. They were so ashamed that they used to hide the containers when they brought them in. And the workers used to call me and show me they bringing books again from Trinidad. You know, it make I remember the song. I can't stand me neighbor too beggy, me neighbor too chatty, me neighbor too frontin' fast. They run and hide, they run and beg. Guys, that's the kind of people y'all had run in this country. This is what y'all call protecting and safeguarding local businesses. Yes. This is how they look out for you. This is how they look out for me and the Guyanese people in general. Spending y'all money, not as if they don't care. Just read through the lines and figure it out. What a Guyana this is. National printers used to buy the books from Trinidad and resell the books for almost double the price to the government. Check the ministry records. Check it. And if you can't find it, hear this one. I got some of them in my possession. Yes, I can give it to y'all. I am not upset with you, life. I am not. I'm not upset with you, Miss Henry. God bless you. The machine's still there, and Glen Lall isn't hungry, or none of the staff that works in the machine section still goes home with their monthly salary. Thank you, Father. Miss Henry, had you guys given me those jobs, I would have employed many more people so that they could have put biscuits in their children's lunch kit. Instead, y'all take away the Guyanese tax dollars to fatten the Trinidadian children's lunch kit, having our brothers and sisters thieving on the streets. I am smiling. Do you know why, Miss Henry? Because I have the blessings from the man above, within, and upon me. I have never stole and will never thief. I never beg favors. I never did and I never will. All I ask for is a fair share of what belongs to me and the people of this country. That has been my life from day one. I share those two stories not for me, but to let you, the Guyanese brothers and sisters, know the type of leaders you elect to power in this country. Man, I'm setting up an online radio station come next week for 2 reasons. Our leaders like to go online radio stations, and I'm hoping I'll get them to come on it. And the second reason, it will give me more scope to expand, to elaborate, to express myself the way I want. I will be able to tell these leaders we have what's on my mind for them. It will give me the opportunity to address them properly. I will have more leverage. I could tell them who they really are and what they're doing with the peoples of this country wealth. How and how much them thieving and working deals, side deals, underhand deals, underground deals. Yeah. Let me slow down to take your calls. But first, I just want to let you know that a prayer house called me and said, Mr. Lall, we prayed for you in the church, and we prayed for your family. We prayed for the Kaieteur News, and we prayed for all Guyana. I told him, thank you, thank you, thank you. But please, pray for our leaders too. And he smiled. He laughed. I am saying to all of you, Guyana, pray for them. Pray for our leaders too, so that we can have a better deal, so that we can live a better life. Good night and God bless you all. Thanks for listening. I'm going to take all your telephone calls now. Josh?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lall. Let me remind you that telephone number for you to dial is 226-7453 and 226-7454. You can also call us on 622-2222. We are happy and we're willing and ready to take your calls and answer any question you may have this evening on the Glenn Lall Show. So those telephone numbers again is 226-7453 and 226-7454.
I think I've given them a lot there. You guys would have gotten a lot there.
Yes.
So let's get it on. Put the phone here and let's get on. You know, it's so sickening what is going on. And you're not hearing a single word from our leaders.
It is true.
This country is heading to the doldrums, and we are getting nothing. They are doing nothing, they are saying nothing. They are busy running behind 5 cents and 10 cents while we losing so much of billions.
Can you lower the volume of your radio, please? Please lower the volume of your radio.
And there is so much to talk about, Josh.
Indeed.
There is so much to talk about. With all the traffic and...
May God bless you. Continue the good work you're doing. Please, and you forget permissions. We don't have to get in contact with you with this placard and this, whatever it is you want us to do. We're ready to support you. Please, do not give up. Please, beg you, don't give up. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
And your family.
Let me remind you that if you can send us your photos of your placard to this number, we're happy to receive it.
Tell her just...
You can send us a photo.
I have a few bad supporters, right?
Just send us a photo.
So Kaieteur News, that time?
Yes.
You can WhatsApp us on this very same number you're calling from.
Okay, let her go. Josh, let her go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. All I ask is that you guys don't get into no protest line. Just step out of your home with a little piece of paper in your hand that says, please change the Exxon contract. Get your neighbor to take a photograph of it and send it to my phone. Send it to WhatsApp it to 622-2222. and we can share it online so the world can see. You know, there's two groups, a Canadian group and a New York group. There's a story in yesterday's newspaper. They have come together and they have joined in the fight for renegotiation of the contract. They are putting up placards and posters all over their cities, the surrounding areas where they live, in Queens. And it's going up all over here in Guyana too. So we have to show our government and our opposition that we have the power if they don't want to change the contract.
Good evening to you, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, I would like to call on GNBA to release the contract that they saw to the Guyanese public, because they must have seen the contract to say what Glenn Lall is saying is unsubstantiated claims.
Yes, I have that.
Because
I have that letter.
No, I'm saying GNBA must have seen the contract to claim that what you're saying are unsubstantiated claims.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Lall, you know and I know they never saw the contract.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making statements that what you're saying is not true.
Mm-hmm.
So how can they say it's not true if they didn't see the contract? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I got you. I got you.
So they're saying what you're saying is not true, but yet they didn't see the contract. So you have a committee here that's supposed to promote proper behavior on the radio.
Yes.
But instead, what they're doing is unethical, because they're saying what you're saying is not true as if they saw the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing, they're putting pressure on you to stop putting pressure on the government. I think the Integrity Commission should be called in to speak to them and have that letter withdrawn.
Yes, well,
That's what I'm saying.
I sent a response. I sent a letter and I sent a response to the GNBA board. I sent it to the board chairman, and I'm still waiting for a response from them.
Send one to Integrity Commission, because that's unethical what they're doing, saying that what you're saying are unsubstantiated and not true, but yet they didn't see the contract. So how can they make that claim?
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
yeah, I just like to say that.
We await their response.
I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. I'm going to raise it with the lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We have a comment here that someone wants us to read. It says, Guyanese now and ever must unite as one, because it's evident that we are disgruntled people who can easily be manipulated to create mischief among other people. Let's stop fighting and killing and robbing each other, because the oppressors are smiling on their way to the banks with our wealth, while we argue and fight with each other instead of embracing each other for the common good. That's for the success of our country and for generations to come.
Mm-hmm.
So
I endorse that.
So do I.
That individual.
Yes.
Unless we come together, unless we see ourselves as Guyanese,
Yes.
rather than race and religion,
Mm-hmm.
and party, we will get robbed. Our children and future generations will get robbed.
Yes.
So we have to move away from that,
We need to.
right?
Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. We lost that caller there.
We have to. We must.
Yeah.
We must. And this is something I keep begging Guyanese all over. We have to stop looking at party. People
I agree.
and look at race. You see, the oil companies want us to behave and think like that.
Yeah.
You understand? If I am not lying, the players, the oil players, are stoking fire between politicians to continue. You guys focus there. That's where we want you to focus.
Caller, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. I think the oil contract is not only an economic crime by the two PPP and the PNC. But according to our constitution, I think people should look at it. These people should be tried for treason. It is a treasonable act to give away the natural resources, the God-given natural resources of this country.
Well, I don't know if you're taking it. I don't know if treason. I know it's criminal.
No, it's an economic, but it's treason according to the Constitution. If you read the Constitution clear,
Yeah.
it's not the resources of this country belong to the people, as you were saying,
Exactly.
and therefore it's treason. And from 1999, when they gave away the free will to ExxonMobil for do, every one of them should be tried for treason. Thank you.
Welcome. You made this gentleman made a very valid contribution there. But I want you to know, my friend, the 1999 contract, when they signed it, that's the way I was told that oil contracts were being signed. It wasn't a contract that speaks of royalty. I think it was an exploration contract, and there are many other clause and ramification in that in the 1999 contract. But everything could have changed in 2016. We had the time, and we had the contract was on our side to change everything. It can still change. It can still change, my friend.
Yes. Caller, good evening to
We
you.
still have hope.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi, good evening to you.
can I get in the club?
Sure.
I get in the program, please?
You're live on the air.
Yes. I want to know something. If we can't have a president that is elected by the people of Guyana instead of a part president, that's my question.
A president.
Hear me? You hear me?
I'm hearing you, but
Hear
can you
you.
repeat what you said just now?
If we can't have a president that is elected by people instead of a party president, instead of a party, whether coalition or PVV. But this president must be elected by the people, the Guyanese people of themselves.
Well, the system. Thank you.
Okay.
I am not a political animal. I'm just a layman. You have to have a party
Yeah.
to run for office, my friend. My party is Kaieteur News. And the same thing what I'm doing here. Thanks. You have to have a party, man.
Caller, good evening to you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
I would like to make a contribution on your program. I fully support what Mr. Glenn and his team is doing.
Thank you.
But I want to make a comparison with this contract that this government is talking about. Firstly, when they enter office, they said the Land and Service Commission went into agreement to sell land at below market price, and they went and renegotiate those contracts. Now they don't want to renegotiate this Exxon contract. And if people have a contract and they see it is unfair, then it is all right for us to renegotiate it to get a better deal. So how come they go and say Chevron's buy land cheap and a whole place buy land cheap, and they want to change those contracts? Change this contract that the coalition government enter into, and let us get a better deal.
I agree with you. The PPP, just prior to them coming back into office, said they will renegotiate the contracts.
Yes.
And when they come in now, they see no reason to renegotiate it now.
Yes, and so I want to give you...
The PPP also said that they will investigate the giveaway of the Kaieteur and the Kanji oil blocks, in which that disappeared, that giveaway for free. And what happened when they came in? the vice president hold one press conference and dance for about 2.5 hours around and around and around and say he ain't see anything wrong. Ramatar and Robert Prasad did nothing wrong when they gave away the 2 oil bags for free.
I saw here this last one before, so I did on the cell phone, but I wanted to know about contracts. There is a company, an airline company in Caribbean Airline. I went into a contract with them in January of 2020. I paid the money for the ticket to travel in July of 2020. Isn't that a contract? But
Yeah.
because the airport was closed due to COVID, when the airport reopened, Caribbean Airlines renegotiate that contract with me, and I have to pay $50,000 more.
Well,
That is a change of contract. So why can't this government change this contract with Exxon, saying that we are being robbed of our resources? Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. But you have to look a contract has they install confidentiality clause. The PPP under Jagdeo and Brasington tenure. Man, is everything these people sign, they put confidentiality clause inside. A matter of fact, the local content policy to safeguard and protect Guyana hadn't confidentiality clause, but when they give the white guy, the British guy, to look over the local content policy that our brother from Trinidad give Guyana, he put in confidentiality clause in it, in which, and once you have confidentiality clause, you can't see, you can't know, you can't hear, or you can't smell what they're doing. Everything they do, they put confidentiality clause. They don't have a contract. I don't think they have a contract signed under the PPP without confidentiality clause. The OMI contract, we can't see it. The Bosai contract, we can't see. The Troy Resources contract, we can't see. All those contracts have confidentiality inside. We can't see it. The wealth of this country belongs to the leaders who signed the contract and them family.
Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hey, good night, everyone. You know, hey,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Good night.
yeah, Mr. Glenlal, this question I want to ask you, the last show you had mentioned that there was a guy who was on the blacklist of MoneyGram. Was it because that guy was with you, make him on the blacklist?
No, he's an activist, and he just came one night with me. But his name and many others, I found out after that the government has a right to blacklist people receiving money from overseas for various reasons. They put them in terrorist groups and all types of groups they put them in. So the government just put your name in. Because the guy is an activist, because he's an activist, you know, simple. Just block him. Block the little $2 that come in to him, and you put him to sleep every day in his bed. He can't go anywhere because he doesn't have any funds.
Well, this I was thinking to myself, if this guy was an activist and they block him, I was thinking, for instance, I myself, I believe everything that you are saying. And what I am seeing now, say for instance now, 10 people working in a company, say like DDL, Gaisuko, and they support you and they show themselves. It's telling me that they would be victimized. So soon they could have lost the job.
Well, my friend, this is the mentality of our leaders, my friend. This is the mentality of them. You know how many people wants to call in here?
Exactly.
But they don't. They're afraid. They're afraid their voice are picked up and run to Mr. Ali or Mr. Jagde or Mr. Harmon and say, you know what, the one that's be calling in on the Glenn Lall show and saying this and talking that. You understand?
Yeah. So what I see. Well, if you're self-employed, I think you might stand a better chance, and those people in the diaspora, they stand a chance. It's hard to victimize those people.
Not even if you're self-employed. If you're self-employed, they use GRA, the taxman, to come after you. If you're a business person, they find some way to take away a little contract from you. Listen, man, they find everywhere. I just told you, if you were listening, I just told you two stories. What they did to me. And they have many more that they did. But I just don't want to fool you guys' head up with that. Those are petty things for me.
I know, but look at this next thing also. Mm-hmm. Well, seeing that these ones doing secret meeting and confidentiality clause in contract.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? It's affecting we, the human Guyanese human, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am just thinking, if they're a human right could represent us and seeing that they're doing these secret deals, could the human rights set up a secret agent to investigate these skullduggery contracts?
My friend, listen to me carefully. Right now, I have no trust in any of the international institutions. Places like the World Bank, IDB, CDB. I have no trust, faith in those people. Those people are in league with their own countries and the foreigners, the multinationals, to rip off you. Our own bet here is to we fight and we defend our own thing. Nobody's going to help you. Everybody wants piece of your pie.
So this fight here now, for we get what is right and what we deserve, it depends on we the Guyanese people. You're saying.
Correct. We have to march down to the leaders' home, to their residence, to the ministries, and demand that they wake up and show them, carry coffee and let them smell it. That's what we have to do. There's no other way. There's no other way.
But how I see in it that we ain't getting this. I guess people are so struggling to make ends meet that they just are cornered providing for the family, and as I mentioned, coming out now they're afraid that they would be victimized.
Where is your
job and so forth?
Where is your photo?
Yeah?
Where is your photo?
My photo?
Yeah.
I took out the photo, but I enforced it.
Yeah, well, keep it right here. You're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a I thought with all this talking you're doing, you would have sent in about 1,000 photographs with different families. Let us post it online. Let us throw it in the Kaieteur News. Let's show the world that we mean business. We're ready to fight for our share.
Yes, I understand. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Lall.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Thank you. I want to take an early evening, but I want to leave you guys with some small clips. Don't go away. Please listen to them, because I want to talk about them maybe in a subsequent program, maybe next week or so. But I want you guys to listen to them carefully. They have deep meaning and great knowledge that you can learn and grasp as to what will happen here. So let me say good night and thanks again for listening. God bless you all. Don't forget, listen to these small clips that I'll be playing. Guys,